Good morning, Eagle Nation. If you
participate in the boys dodgeball tournament, team rosters and a $3 payment for each team member is due today. Juniors and seniors will nominate their prom kings and queens today during lunches. Nominations must be seniors. 3 boys and girls with the most nominations will be voted on and announced at prom this Saturday. Prosper FFA will be accepting donations of gently used sports equipment for the McKinney Boys and Girls Club from May 12th to the 23rd. Donation boxes will be in the cafeteria and in room 1159. NHS members, your community service hours form is due to Mr. Seegers or Mrs. Woody this Friday. Also, there will be a meeting on next Wednesday, May 14th in the LGI room at 4 p.m. If you want your pictures in the senior video, take your phones out now and send your pics to prosperseniors@gmail.com. Make sure that if you're sending your pictures, they have the highest quality or else they will not be used. Progression A Cappella Choir is holding auditions on May 20th with callbacks on May 22nd. Audition packets are available outside of the choir room doors. Please contact Mrs. Mizrak for more information. We'd like to recognize the PHS choirs who traveled to San Antonio and Corpus Christi this past weekend to compete in the Blue Bonnet Music Festival. Each of the 3 choirs earned a superior rating and scored enough points to earn an Outstanding Performance trophy. Frank Johnson also earned Outstanding Performance medal for his solo Apologize. The choirs were also commended for performing all 3 pieces a cappella. This was the first choir trip in PHS history. Choir members enjoyed walking on the Riverwalk, the Alamo, Texas State Aquarium, and the USS Lexington, as well as spending some time on the beach. Directors Connie Mizrak and Dayon Hinton are extremely appreciative to the Prosper Choir Booster Club for their help in making this trip possible. Please remember that we are on regular bell schedule tomorrow, and that's all the announcements that I have for today. Now let's take it to Brennan Bell for today's show.
It seems as the generations progress, teenagers face an increasingly amount of stress, pressure to gain admissions into prestigious universities, balance studies with other extracurricular activities, and hold down a part-time job all play a role in seemingly significantly higher levels of stress. Teens report sleeping less than the recommended amount, skipping meals, and failing to engage in physical activities. It is clear that balance is necessary. So how do we go about this?
Kelsey Cummings is a junior at Prosper High School with a lot on her plate. From advanced audio-video production to AP classes, Kelsey does it all.
During the day, it's just a lot of heavy-loaded classes, pre-AP, AP dual credit.
Kelsey is the creative genius behind many of the great videos we see at Prosper High School.
Pre-AP physics, pre-AP pre-calculus, dual credit history, dual credit engineering, and AP English. It's a lot of work, especially, again, coming to the end of the year. I'm doing the senior video, so trying to get that finished by a certain date so the seniors can have that and watch that, and all the little projects that we get involved with. It pulls your attention so many different directions, and it's another thing on the plate. So it's a matter of balancing everything, making sure everything fits in exactly how it needs to. I make sure that I know what I need to accomplish. So I make sure I know what dates things are due on. I have calendars that I write out, and I make sure I know when things need to be turned in, when things need to be done. I make a list, and I just go down the list after school to accomplish stuff. Just boom, 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 so I can get everything done, and I don't have anything left on my plate to stress me out. Which doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but just to make it a little easier, I just make sure I know what I need to do, and I do it.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nicole Phillips.
Teen stress is something that affects a lot of teenagers. There have been a lot of studies by counselors and psychologists on this topic. So here to talk with us today is Megan Elmer, the president of the Psychology Club. Can you tell me about teen stress and its progression?
Okay, so in today's world, there's a lot of stressors around you. You have your family, school, getting into college, extracurricular activities. There's so much around you that at the teen age, this is one of the highest points of your life where you're going to experience the most stress.
Okay, so can you tell me ways to handle the stress?
Handling stress is all about the frame of mind that you put yourself in. It's about thinking positively. When you think positively, it's gonna increase your serotonin in your brain. And your serotonin is the chemical that makes you happy. It makes you excited. And if this chemical is, active in your brain and high and doing well, then it's gonna be a lot easier to deal with the stress. Also, a well-balanced diet, exercising regularly really impacts, and getting a solid amount of sleep. Enough teenagers do not get the amount of sleep that they need.
Okay, so what are some signs of being stressed?
Lack of appetite, being slow, lethargic, or overeating can also be one. Falling asleep in class, not being your normal self. Normally when someone's really stressed out, their friends can tell. My close friends, when I'm stressed, will have to shake me and be, Megan, you need to take a break, take a nap, go home, and then.
Okay, so is there anything that stress can lead to, if you don't take care of it or try to get yourself away from that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Stress is, kind of a gateway to a lot of problems. If you're too stressed out, depression can come in. Eating disorders come in. That's where alcoholism comes in. So many things can come from being too stressed out. So it's a gateway to a lot of psychological disorders. So if you're not managing your stress correctly, it can really have an impact on your overall life.
Okay, so then what about irritability? How does that play a role?
Irritability really comes with your relationships. When you're stressed, you're irritable. You snap at people, you yell at them. And how is that going to impact your relationships? Not in a good way. When I'm stressed out, I know I'll snap at my mom, and that doesn't do anything good with our relationship. So it's really about when you're stressed out and you're getting more irritable, it's about the friends that you're keeping around your family. So those relationships can be hindered by stress.
Okay, is there anything else you want to say about it?
It can be very difficult to manage stress. And so if you're struggling with managing stress, there's always different outlets. There's counselors to talk to. You have your friends, of course, and there's also medicine that can help, increase your serotonin level. So it's just about each individual because everyone deals with it differently.
Okay, so how do you personally deal with stress?
I try in my life to exercise regularly, eat a well-balanced diet, and just surround myself with positive people. All of my friends, I try to make sure that they, help me promote what I want to do in life, give me positive energy, and are there for me when I'm, not doing so well. So that's what I would suggest for everyone.
All right, thanks, Megan.
Of course.
We will be right back after this commercial break.
Teenagers and stress, two words that do not go well together. Just about every teen has experienced stress, so here's some tips to relieve stress. Listen to music. It's simple and a bit cliche, but it works. Take everything one step at a time. Don't look at things as a whole. Take care of the little things first. Tell yourself that everything is okay. It will be, trust me. And finally, take a deep breath and carry on.
On this day in history, Mahatma Gandhi was released from jail. He was arrested on August 9, 1942, in the early morning, following Quit India, a civil disobedience movement that challenged the British tax on salt.
As high school students, things are thrown at us all the time. We cram for tests the night before. We arrive at school late because of lack of sleep and find ourselves forgetting homework. As our lives go on, it is important to keep our stress levels down, as it may compromise our health. So keep calm, pace yourself, and stress less. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Brennan Bell.